Hi, my name is NJUGUNA and welcome to today's episode. Today I'm going to be talking about biosecurity in the farm and the steps you need to take to mitigate and manage disease control. Biosecurity is the process of managing diseases in the farm, how you can be able to keep the diseases away, how you can be able to grow your birds in a healthy conditions without any diseases or any infections coming into the farm. And the first stage of biosecurity is understanding your farm, its layout, its locality, and the provisions you need to make so that nothing can be able to enter the farm. By this I mean any person who is coming to the farm, be it yourself or any visitor, must go through a biosecurity check. We've got two provisions or two methods of entry of cars entering into the farm. Number one, we can use the hand spray, the knapsack with a strong disinfectant, and to spray the wheels of the car and the underneath of the car, because that's where all the dust that would harbor or bring bacteria into the farm is. As the vehicle is being sprayed, the driver and the passengers will be able to check into the visitors or to log into the visitors book, and they will be able to explain their intention or purpose of the visit to the farm. We also have another checklist where you need to indicate when was the last time you visited a farm, if you're a farmer, if you're a veterinarian, or you are aware of any farm within any locality that you have visited within the last 2 days that could be having an infection. Now, when you fill that in, that is the only point that we will be allowed to go through the second gate, the one behind me.
In the first stage of biosecurity, remember all cars driving into the farm must be sprayed down with a strong disinfectant solution. All visitors must check into the visitors book.
Now, this is our second stage of biosecurity, and any farm keeping or raising chicken should have this disinfection point, no matter how small it is, but it is a point where all visitors are ushered in and they are actually given the right way to get into the farm. As you can see, there are no personal effects that should go beyond here. That means even your vehicle keys, your phone, anything that could contaminate or introduce an infection into the farm must be left at this place. You can also see biosecurity where must be worn. You must wash your hands thoroughly. On my right, you can see a tap with a sink with soap, and you must wear disinfected boots like what I'm wearing. When you get here, any visitor who is authorized to get into the farm must first of all dress in our designated farm dust coats. You must wear clean gumboots provided by the farm, and also a nursing cuff so that we don't have any disease by your hair. It's also called a hairnet. Now, this is our first foot dip into the farm. Right from the disinfection point, you have to go through this foot dip. The foot dip is actually more than 6 foot, so that no one can be able to jump over it. As you can see, it is covered so that the sun does not, melt or does not shine into our water, and we're also preventing rainwater from diluting our disinfectant here. It's also covered on the side so that nothing can enter into the foot dip. The purpose of this is the first step of disease control into our farms, and it always remains closed from the outside, such a way that no one can be able to open for himself unless someone who is inside the farm has actually done the opening.
All visitors must dress in a hairnet, farm coat, and thoroughly wash their hands. Take note, every personnel must go through the first foot dip, which must be 6 feet and above, to avoid jumping over the major part of biosecurity. The foot dip must have a roof to counter evaporation and dilution from rainwater. It must have a side walls and lockable doors from the inside to ensure anyone who goes through is authorized. Cement the floor all the way to the chicken house. This provides a clean surface away from the bare soil, which might introduce microbial bacteria.
As you can see, the floor beneath me is concreted, and the reason for this concreting is so that as you come out of your first foot dip, which you just left, and getting into the chicken house, your gumboots are not in contact with any naked soil or any loose particles, so that you can keep them clean. And as you get into the chicken house, there is no way you're going to introduce any disease because the floor is actually clean and concreted. This is the second foot dip, or the secondary foot dip. As you come out from the first foot dip, and also the staff, when they're coming out of their houses, they must go through the second foot dip here. This is the staff changing area where they're going to put on their gumboots and their workwear, and then they proceed to wash their hands from this point, and then they will go through the foot dip. So we try to keep the chicken healthy by having as many food dips and as many washing areas, such that we are able to manage what is getting through into the chicken houses. As you notice, the whole area is also concreted. Now, this is the third foot dip in the farm. This is to reinforce the first and the second foot dip, and is the last entry point into the chicken house. Every foot dip uses a completely different disinfectant so that we can be able to mitigate or keep bacteria levels at bay.
Go through second foot dip and third foot dip just before walking into the chicken house. Remember, all foot dips must use a different disinfectant to keep microbial bacteria at bay. With all this, your chicken will be safe, and good luck. I've been your narrator, Rehema.